more time. It sounds like a door slamming. It's not fine.
The noise is a sound of Tyson imploding. But moments later, Wendy Rush gets a message from the sub.
She waits. I dropped two weights.
She mistakenly seems to think everything's okay. But in fact, it's taken longer for the message to arrive than the sound of the implosion. Everyone on board is dead. The US Coast Guard says it has also now identified the moment the sub started to fail.
This is a full-scale model of the Titan submersible. There's a Titan dome with a viewport. There's another dome covered by a falcon. The passengers were in this middle section of the hull. It's made from carbon material that's quite unpredictable at depth. The hull is 5 inches, 13 centimetres thick. It's made up of multiple layers of parts. These layers can become parts, and over them called delamination. The sub was fitted with multiple sensors, and in 2022, during Tyson's 80th dive, they picked up a loud bang. Dr. Rush said the noise was probably the sub shifting in its frame, but analysis of the data now shows this was the layers of carbon fibre breaking apart. Every dive after this one was a disaster waiting to happen.
Their system said there has been a fundamental change in the material of your carbon fiber, and it was no longer structurally sound. Delamination at dive 80 was the beginning of the end. And everyone that stepped on board Titan after dive 80 was risking their life.
OceanGate had told the BBC, "We again offer our deepest condolences to the families of those who died." OceanGate permanently wound down its operations and focused its resources on fully cooperating with the investigations being conducted. They said it would be inappropriate to respond further while we await the agency's reports. The disaster happened in a split second, and ramifications continue. The US Coast Guard will publish their full report in a few months. Back now, continues.
I was stumbling around one night and I found myself on Bill Maher. And he asked me what I thought about the increased popularity of polyamory and throuples. You may have seen my reaction. I said, it's insane. Tonight I'm going to tell you why I said that, but many people don't agree with me. It'll be the first time that ever happened. In the last 50 years, marriage rates in the United States have dropped by nearly 60%. Did y'all know that? 1/3 of America's single population has engaged in polyamory or consensual and 51% of adults younger than 30 years old say an open marriage with multiple partners is perfectly acceptable. I'm not understanding. What happened to finding your true love? Having children, getting married, growing old together. Is monogamy dead? Is marriage a thing of the past? If it is, we've got issues. Now, again, I want to call in somebody who knows the thing or two about love and dating. And I do this because I've been on a date with someone in 50 years. Which is a good thing, right? I'm calling in my good friend Chris Harrison. You might remember Chris from the Bachelor franchise, and I'm proud to say he's now part of my new network, Barron TV. Chris has been that soft shoulder to cry on for countless contestants on their quest to find love and a walk down the aisle. I sent him on an assignment to find out why some millennials and Gen Zers are running from the idea of marriage. Take a look.
Ladies, how we doing?
Yeah.
Steve, so nice to meet you.
Meet you. Nice to meet you.
I'm just curious, especially as a newlywed.
Dating in this day and age is terrible. And so the idea of trying to find someone to make that commitment to is overwhelming, and I'm not sure if I want to get married.
I think historically, women had to be married. And I think that's starting to change now. And I recently bought a house. I'm 24. I'm single. And so I don't think that marriage is essential for me.
Is that something you're agreeing with?
I do agree with that. I got married at 19, so I had that pressure of getting married, and I did, but I have been in a long-term relationship. We talk about marriage sometimes, but it's not a priority in our relationship. A lot of us come from broken homes, and that's what we know. And there's a fear behind marriage.
Is having children within a marriage important to you?
I think that if I could be married and have a kid, that'd be great, but it's also something that I'm prepared to do later down the road.
Is polyamory something that's gaining popularity in this generation?
In my personal life, I haven't seen it, but I have seen it on
Oh yeah, on TikTok I've seen there's this one girl who's on my page.
I've definitely in my relationship, but it seems to be more and more women are maybe getting out of a relationship. Maybe the dating game is too intimidating for them.
Chris, have you ever been on a dating app?
No,
It's horrible. It's awful. Like, and it takes really out of it. Like, when your first interaction with someone is through a message versus meeting them face to face.
Maybe marriage isn't dead. Maybe wrong.
Yeah, we need an overhaul romance for sure.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Chris Harrison. Thank you. Did anything surprise you? You said
What surprised me is almost this particular you said that maybe marriage is the end. It is. I've got experience in the bachelor disruption aspect of that. Who are beautiful, intelligent, successful, just like these three women. And I said, gee, you know how bad it is. And that romance and dating has changed. The apps made it so easy. It's like, hey, we grew up on this garden and it's right at our fingertips. They haven't seen successful marriages. A lot of these kids, they haven't seen how romance and love actually works. And the idea of maybe the American dream is unattainable. That it's, you can't buy the house, you can't get the white picket fence and the dog and the 2 kids. It's not as easy as it was.
well, they're certainly not trying as much. So, Abigail, do you think that this dream can be fulfilled?
I think it's unattainable. I just think it's harder than it once was. Right? My friends and I, we go out in public and try to meet people that way too, or we're on dating apps, and it's not the same. People don't approach people in public anymore. And then the dating app is very like, just send 5 messages and then be done with this person and move on.
Just something very interesting. I asked these 3 women, when's the last time you were actually hit on, approached, and asked out in person? They all said, back in college, high school, or even 5 years ago.
Really? So, how do you go on things?
I think now there is a reliance on the dating apps. I think ideally in this world, we would be set up through friends or meet people naturally in person, but that's just not happening. And that's what I was talking to Chris about yesterday. I would love to meet someone, but I'm also now comfortable by myself and independent. I just don't know if that's going to happen smoothly, and I'm not willing to compromise what I want.
Are you shocked when people I saw Promise and Hope of the Little Guy. No, just seriously, you're right. Other people sit up here, it's like and they show like sideways ass. Courtney says she doesn't want to be dependent on someone else and vice versa. Courtney, what do you mean?
A lot of younger people are realizing that you don't have to rush into marriage. We have a choice now, and we can go and have careers, we can educate them. I think that that's happening a lot more, and I
it's really important, maybe not for everyone, but to be financially independent when you consider marriage, like being able to not just start from scratch and build that. I think a lot of people are looking at that, knowing that if for some reason it doesn't work out, that they have their implications of all and how those things that are unknown and hidden that way, that, it keeps you from being able to take care of yourself and not having to worry about it.
I'm sure that would
A lot of us from my generation, I grew up in the Bible Belt, so we were pushed into marriage at a young age. It was as soon as you had your first serious boyfriend, people were starting to talk marriage, and instead of being like, what are you going to pursue for your education? What's your next steps in life? It's, when are you going to get married? And I think that that's not okay. That needs to change.
Well, that has changed, apparently, because marriage has dropped off. What do you think about thruples?
It doesn't end well.
Yeah, it doesn't end well, does it?
No.
When your credit isn't perfect, it can really feel like what polyamory is. It's when partners in a romantic relationship agree to date other people, and those people can date other people, and everybody's not ending up with their partner, so they don't consider cheating. How would you handle that? With your children, her husband is 17 years, Daniel, and her husband was in 4 years' time. They happily practice polyamory, and it was a throuple. Now, two people are in their relationship.
It's a concept that does not fit everyone. Definitely does not fit mine. They got married August 8th, 2008.
We decided on polyamory after discussion.
I started developing other crushes on someone, and then it was in December of 2015, when our kids were 5 and 3, we started actively doing more polyamorous dating.
I had my first polyamorous relationship in 2016.
Ty and I had about 4 or 5 dates before I brought him home to meet Daniel and the rest of my family.
I think Ty's cool.
Ty and I decided that we never wanted to be separated.
When Jennifer brought up the subject of Ty moving in, to me it just made a lot of sense.
But once there were 3 streams of income, the quality of life greatly improved.
If the mom and dad are busy doing work, I can just ask Ty, hey, can you check my money? That's the total to check that my work.
It would have been pretty close to buy a house in just a monogamous relationship.
We had a down payment of more than $20,000, and we never would have been able to provide $60,000.
I would never go back to a monogamous relationship.
Never.
I was curious about this when I talk to somebody that spans their relationship. This up the first time. Maybe you're like sitting at dinner and lunch and say, Daniel, what would you think about dealing another guy into this?
So it didn't quite go like that, but I never cheated on Daniel. I have been struggling just with developing not just like attraction, but actual like romantic, deep feelings for other people. And I didn't do anything about it. I didn't tell anybody. But eventually I sat down, Daniel and I were on a date, and I said, Daniel, I love you and I don't want to leave you, I wasn't satisfied with my relationship with Daniel. But I was like, I don't know if I can do this with you forever. I don't want to do these feelings. Or I go very conservative. And so we ditched it right in. We didn't have anybody in mind. We just, we went to therapy. We started reading books. We started researching. We started going to local polyamory groups. And we took it pretty seriously, like slowly and openly.
She just said a real key word in there. She said, Daniel, I love you, but. And but means, forget everything I just said. Now I'm going to tell you what I really think. And she said, I love you, but I'm having trouble envisioning being with just you for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I mean, the first conversation was surprising, but I also felt respected because if she wanted to cheat, she could have. And if she wanted to sleep around and mess around, she could have.
Never thought I'd.
But instead, she came to me. Instead, she talked to me. She said, I care about your feelings. And not only does she care about feelings, she values the relationship that we've already built together. And
Certainly.
for that, I think it made all of the difference in the world. Like, to be able to be honest, because we had this relationship that was built on honesty and trust, and to be able to be honest about these feelings and not break my trust, I think was huge. And I think it was the big help that conversation go well.
So you date others?
I do.
You do. So you're part of this, sort of.
I'm in it. Like, I live with Jennifer, I live with Daniel. We all contribute equally to the household and to the responsibilities for raising children, just as a part of the family as anybody else.
Do you date other people?
Very occasionally.
Oh, so this isn't just a throuple, this is a throuple plus.
I would say the people who live under our roof always take priority. We operate like a normal family. You know, we.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
I would say that. I would say we operate like a normal family. You know, we take our kids to school. We prioritize our family. I meal families. We do chores together. We work out how to pay bills together. We have our jobs. And
how do you know where to sleep?
That's a great question.
We have a schedule.
We have a schedule. So every 2 nights, I have a little basket of like my toiletries, anything that you keep on your nightstand, the book that I'm reading, my night creams, my makeup removers, and I will take it to Ty's room, and then 2 nights later, I will take it to Daniel's room.
Well, are you also dating him?
Yes.
Oh, so this is an all skate. So all three of you are seeing other people as well as each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
You've heard me talk about Jace Medical. If not, let's see.
Duty as, you know, the partner of both Ty and Daniel to have an egalitarian household. I take it very seriously. Only on very rare occasions, like maybe somebody's birthday or something, would I ever go off the calendar, because it is so important for me to keep things fair between both Ty and Daniel. I want them to both feel loved and both feel honored and both feel respected by me.
Do you think this is healthy for your sons?
Yeah, I don't think it affects them in any way. They're more concerned about like playing, you know, Roblox or video games or, you know, cartoons or anything like that.
You're a newlywed.
Yes. Seems really old and conventional now.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Nope.
Did you guys ever talk about this at all?
No, sir, we did not. I'll be honest. It sounds exhausting. And as someone who dated, you know, I was married, got divorced, and got remarried to this amazing, beautiful woman who I love. I don't understand, you know, how jealousy won't ever rear its ugly head, how someone won't get hurt at some point, and what that covenant is in this relationship.
I would say the most thing that would cause me jealousy is like, you know, they go to a restaurant that I want to go to with their other partner instead of me. It's nothing like, oh, I'm mad that someone else loves you. In fact, there's an emotion called compersion, which is considered the opposite of jealousy, which is that you feel good for someone else experiencing happiness. And I would say I experienced that for both Ty and Daniel, that it makes me happy that other people can love them and see them the way that I do.
You just don't want them to love them at that restaurant.
That is right.
What happens if you and Ty break up?
We had a long conversation on what that would look like, because once you become involved in my children's life, he is a parent to my children and he is attached to them for life. It does not matter what happens between Ty and I. He will be involved in my children's lives forever. And I know that because he has proven in past experiences, he still checks in on his ex-girlfriend's kids from past relationships. And his name, we have gone through legal documents. If something happened to both Daniel and I, our kids would go to Ty in case of custody issues. Like, this is a really serious commitment, and we took it extremely as seriously as you could take it.
Would you get nervous if they broke up? Because she said, I love you, but... I need a booster.
No, I wouldn't get nervous. Get
This in didactic relationships, including romantic relationships and parenting. And on the other side of the debate is Dr. Elizabeth Sheff. She has a PhD in sociology and has written multiple books about polyamory and ethical non-monogamy. So, welcome both of you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Devin, what do you think about the whole paradigm?
First, I understand the logic behind it. I think right now we live in a society where a lot of people are financially insecure and they're trying to find ways that they can solve that problem because certain things weren't put in place for a lot of millennials and Gen Zs to succeed. Even with me and my wife, when we first got married, we came from broken homes. We didn't understand what it took to have a successful marriage. So wherever there's ignorance, there's experimentation. So we started off experimenting with marriage and we were struggling. We were failing. When we came to each other, we turned towards each other and said, look, this is not find a way to correct it instead of turning away from each other and trying to fulfill needs outside of our marriage. I listened to earlier, they said that he respected the trust that she had when she came to him. But I think the trust really starts when you initially start to have those emotions. You come to each other in the beginning so that you can find a way to solve that problem rather than allowing it to fester over time to the point where you're already ready to bring new people into the relationship.
Yeah. Now, Dr. Schiff, you tried polyamory personally. It did not work for you.
No, I've tried it twice, in fact. I've tried to be polyamorous for about 30 years or so, different ways.
That's a fair test.
Yeah, gave it a good try. And just because it doesn't work for me doesn't mean that it can't work for other people. In fact, I would say that for some people, polyamory works far better for them than does monogamy.
So do you recommend this to people? Because you know the statistics are that the vast majority of polyamorous relationships fail. Correct?
I would disagree. In my data, I see durable, lasting, very long-lasting relationships for decades. I've had people in my research in 70-year polyamorous relationships. So those kind of durable, healthy, happy relationships, they don't get a lot of press because they're kind of boring. People spend more time folding laundry than they do having orgies in the kitchen. They never have orgies.
Do you disagree with that?
I disagree with how are you characterizing failure?
They break up.
Relationship, but it's the time for.
Studies for this Chapman University has done studies on this. Have you seen that, Gavin?
Oh, yes, Dr. Amy Moore's research, I've read quite a bit. She's fantastic.
Well, according to a study by Chapman University and the Kinsey Institute, there's a 92% failure rate in open marriages. 80% of the people in open marriages experience jealousy. More than 70% of the people who have polyamorous relationships said they would not be in another. And the possessiveness and emotional aspects make it difficult to navigate. And that's from your Chapman University.
Yeah.
The next time you gather with family, enjoy Balance of Nature supplements as an addition to your favorite dishes. Our veggie supplement made from 15 ingredients like garlic, onion, and cayenne pepper can easily be opened and added to your favorite dishes like homemade soups or dips. Not to mention our fruit supplement, which is made from 16 ingredients like banana, strawberries, and mango, making it a great addition to your homemade smoothies. Start your journey with Balance of Nature. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com to get a free fiber and spice supplement, plus 35% off your first preferred set as a new preferred customer. It's free shipping and our money-back guarantee. Go to balanceofnature.com or call 1-800-246-8751 and get this special offer by using me. This outdate worked your way through the relationship hierarchy differently. Your mom will take, my mom will pick up. You go through puppy love. You go through all that stuff for a while. Now that's all jumped over. They start later and go further faster. Devin, has it just become outdated?
No, I think to your point, a lot of people think that marriage is dead, but I think it really depends on your perception of things. I'll give you an example. When I first moved into my house, our grass, our lawn was brown. And I told my wife, we got to get some new grass in here, get all this grass out of here because it's dead. Well, we brought somebody in and they say, look, it's not dead, it's dormant. You're just not watering the grass enough. So we're going to set up a way for you to water the grass. A couple of months later, it was green again. It's the same thing with marriage. A lot of people think that marriage is dead because they don't know how to water it properly. But the moment you take out the time to learn how to do it, you come back to life.
You watering the grass?
7 days a week.
Braggart.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You guys took that a very dark way. I think what Devin said is it really rings true with what I.
Hello. Hello? Can you hear me? All right. That's awesome. All right. That's what's up. Oh, okay, cool. Yes. How are you doing? Been a while.
What a mess.
What is that? I can't even pronounce that, let alone know exactly what it is. Alright, time to continue with the story. Oh wow. Yeah, I've had and respiratory infections before. Very hard things to overcome. I hope you get better. Hope they're giving you some type of treatment for that. I have a I have a I forget what it's called. Not an inhaler, but hey man, did that.
My dad had it all worked out.
He'd be proud of you, Mid. His writings may have helped, but this achievement is all yours. Can we catch them?
The Aina is one of the largest, fastest vessels ever built. And it won't help she has the wind at her back. Any other ship would be hard-pressed to keep pace with her, let alone reel her in. But this isn't any other ship. This is the Enterprise! And the world's never seen anything like my dad's engine.
It certainly hasn't. Clive, what do you know of Barnabas Star? Only what the bards sing.
So far, this game is really not that difficult. So it's been really good. Apart from some of the bosses, like some of the secret bosses are a little hard.
Can sever the very threads of creation. But don't lose any sleep over the last hilt. We'll do what we must to survive. We must.
The light! I thought this pool was meant to be hidden! Mate! Company!
Hey?
We'll hold them off until the ship is ready! Hurry!
Magnificent!
Everyone with me?
Yep, different worlds, different universes. I'm assuming different directors have different stories. Yeah, now, most of them are not linked to each other. Yeah, this one, the director of this one did Final Fantasy 4, I think 14, which is kind of like Skyrim. It's an MMO, so it's very much like it. Who is my favorite character in this game so far? Um, um, the I'm not sure who is my favorite character. I mean, the main character seems pretty cool, but it's like you have to really like old English drama or like Shakespearean type or Game of Thrones type of show to really get into this. And this game, it's interesting for the story, like the mystery, but other than that, the characters to me are very bland.
Clive? But I thought he was. Confirmed. Then it is as I feared. Sleipnir is no man. It's a creation of Odin. Phoenix
FF16's firing fundament. Have you no normal enemies?
Great.
Up for another round? Of course we are. Right, Lord Rossfield? My boy, there was a time people called me the Executioner. There was an else. No matter, head will roll all the same. Mate, you plan! Julie, we go!
Hello! Swimming, are you? Oh, follow me! Engine dead fluid!
Okay, my friend. He's not larger than green as he spends. Those will gather souls and souls. But they will fall. I can't spend my own footprints. As long as it takes. Then let's get on the next one. You're already killed as these five of the bastards. Fuck it. Let's do that.
They do have it. I think my favorite so far, Final Fantasy, is 15. Like, I really did enjoy Final Fantasy 15. It's really good. That's a really good one. I never got to platinum it, but it is such a good story. But there was so much controversy around that one. One day I will have to show it. Actually, wait a minute. No, I remember. It's the sticker on the PlayStation 4 that I gave you. That's the Final Fantasy 15 character. If you remember that.
Right.
Yeah, it's the picture of the guy on top of the PlayStation. That is Final Fantasy 15. Yeah, 10 was good. It's definitely a classic.
What do you want?
That's quite a mess you've made. And wholly unnecessary. You are my offering to Mythos.
I would not see you damaged.
Now back to your stations! Every bellsman treading water puts another league between us and the galleon.
I don't suppose Mid has a spare engine. Since you rose from the grave, my fortunes have plummeted. Are you absolutely certain of this quest of yours, Five? The foes you face are as terrible as they are numerous.
Aye. And they'd have us live and die on their terms, which should answer your question.
You have that same stubborn look as your father did when he set his mind to something. On the battlefield, I am but a single axe. A deadly one, mind, but a single one nonetheless. Yet what you require is 1,000, and I believe my old friend in Brandon Lark can provide them. Take care, Clive. I have many more tales of your father's exploits to share. And I can very well do that if you're dead. Again.
Good luck, Uncle. And a fair wind to tend you.
As for you, Joshua, take care.
I shall do my best, Uncle.
Do you know, like, when your voice doesn't match the character? For some reason, some of the characters' voices do not match the characters at all. Especially the blonde guy. Or the blonde kid. He doesn't sound like how he should look.
Do keep up, my boy.
Well, we can't have him shut us up, can we? We would never hear the end of it.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
All this. What have I done?
My lord.
Oh, that was the fight with Bahamut. That was like maybe 3 videos ago. So he destroyed his whole entire empire.
There's a lot of sea between here and Walloon, But any ship heading north has to round Zemeckis and put through the narrow. Maintain our current bearing north-northeast, and we'll catch the Black Galleon before she vanishes again.
What's to prevent her from circling around Ash in the south?
With these winds in those waters, it'd take her forever and a fortnight to reach Stoney.
Mid knows what she's talking about, Clive. Better than any of us lot, anyway. I say we do as she tells.
Sails on the horizon.
She's ours. Look alive, boys! Full ahead! And keep those birdies instead!
Do you feel that, Jill?
All hands! Battle stations! Let's see what this skill can do.
Where one leads, so does the other follow. The bond of consciousness joins them, condemning both to the same fate. Yet my every attempt to strike it from their hearts serves only to tighten its hold. Fascinating. But then, there is a lot my blade cannot sever.
The dog? Yeah. He fights alongside me. Okay. Where the heck are you supposed to go? Okay. Okay.
What the hell are you? Jill!
You came.
Get back!
Clive, how did you...
I'll explain later. Can't. Can you walk?
Out of here I can.
Stand still!
Phoenix. Are you not the dominant of fire? I see naught before me but a guttering flame.
Wow. How are they gonna get out of that one? Are you kidding me? It's Noah's flood or Moses? Can
you go on?
I think so. But to where?
What did you do to Joshua? The Phoenix? Oh, I expect he will survive. This consciousness in which you coil your feeble souls is grown thick with desperation. And thus has my master turned to my blade. The world will soon be painted in black. and all that live shall gather in death's autumn wake.
Not if we remove the cause of this misery. Not if we
destroy the last of the mother crystals and restore balance to the world. Come.
Do you
Do you truly think it's so simple?
The blight is inevitable.
Not even the Almighty might stop its endless march. Your efforts will avail us naught. Naught, that is, but suffering. You must embrace the truth, Minos. Accept your place with the Lord. Keep it.
As long as there's a chance, there's a choice.
Ever led astray by your blind resolve. Now, it is time you learn the inevitability of your divine fate. However much it may hurt.
Get as far away as you can.
Clive, no.
Trust me, Jill.
Oh, damn.
We don't have to do this. All what we do is only to remind you of your duty. In the short time since our last meeting, you have learned much. It has still find you. This fire of fury a foolish notion fed to you by a foolish man. How dare you? You know not this is worthy of our places. If our fates were so easily rewritten, we would all be lost. You will assume the mantle you've been given. And thus is the light of hope severed. You would yield so soon. Never. Do you not see? Your iron will weighs you down, dragging you ever further from your purpose. And what is my purpose? Mythos. Who are we?
What are the dominants? The breath of the Creator still warm on our lips. We carry his light that we might guide the masses in his name. We are but mighty acts of God.
We are more than that.
You would be nothing without what he has granted you. The power we wield is his, and yet every time we draw upon it, it wears away at our very being. It breaks us. It unmakes us, that its immaculate aspect might reveal itself. The icon. It is too much for even his chosen few. Apart from you, Mythos. You wield the might of many, yet your body does not answer for its avarice. What are you saying? What I am saying is that we dominants are a means to an end. We were created for you, that you might drink deep of our strength and thereby fulfill your divine purpose, which is to feed. As you would know, could you only look beyond the walls of your prison of self-regard. As long as you choose to ignore this, you shall never penetrate my defenses. Still, you may take solace in the fact that you are not alone in your plight. The chains of volition shackle all of mankind, but there is yet cause to rejoice. For the Lord, in his mercy, has taken pity on his flawed creations, and shall see them restored to their proper forms.
And what exactly would that be?
Why, servants to God.
Yeah.
Manners, Lord Rossfield. They are men, like you and me. Albeit ones unburdened by the wills that drive our kind to mass. They are pure. They are divine. You mean to turn everyone Catholic? Not turn, Mythos. Turn back. For too long has mankind been led astray by their clamorous wills. It is time they return to a world of quiet equality, where they might once more know salvation.
Salvation! And abandon everything we hold dear!
We don't need your salvation. We'll save ourselves, and we'll do it on our own terms. Not yours, and not your gods. With every defiant expression of your will, the tighter the chains of consciousness become. But perhaps that fact may be put to use.
Clive!
The faster it binds you to the remaining dominance, the stronger your hunger will become. Until it leads you back to the only answer there ever was. May have not by the path my master intended, but back all the same.
Ashes on fire! I can freeze apart!
You're in no fit state.
Probably not, but I can try!
Don't look back!
Yeah. Like, what the heck? How the heck did they escape that?
I hope the others are safe.
The Enterprise was clear of the gap where we fell. They made it in jail. I've seen the eyes. They're lead.
Oh, they're butt naked.
This is the second time Barnabas has bested me. I'm powerless against him.
And maybe there really is nothing else for it but to give yourself to his master. Only you wouldn't do that. The Clive I know would never do that.
So you believe?
I like the lore of this. Like, the red dot in the sky is actually a planet. It's like supposed to be Mars, but it's called something completely different in this game.
And each time I summon the flames from within, I burn away the things that make me who I am.
Do you though? Think of what you've used that power for. Of all the people you've saved. It doesn't matter how or by whom it was granted, only how you choose to use it. And you've chosen to use it for good, haven't you?
I've also used it to kill. What if that's my purpose? What if it's all I could for?
You're still that same boy I grew up with. Always so eager to save everyone around you, and yet always so low.
No, he was always a good guy.
Because you failed to realize the one thing that needed saving.
I do have the game from like the first moments to up till now, so you can always catch up.
You never once took the time to save yourself.
It's kind of like childhood friends, but yeah, like they should just literally date each other.
No one.
I don't know why they don't.
You fight to survive. And you survive so that you may protect those you love. It's what you do. What you've always done. And I know you're about to change. So I'm going to help you. To give you what you need to protect us all.
Jill. Are you sure? If this is what you want, then...
Don't worry, Clive.
Jack and Jill, yeah.
This burden, I'll give you the strength to bear it through.
But I'm not alone. These burdens I carry, my sins, my pain.
Oh, he can absorb their power, so
They are all a part of me.
and it's almost ironic, like in almost every story arc, there's an atonement, there's a payment. It's like It's like rewriting the scriptures all over again, but it's the same beat. There's an atonement, a sin, a blight, a corruption, an evil. Is this like what video games consider what lovemaking is?
If I to continue on, having closed my eyes to those I love, and I will gladly bear your burdens too, until my last breath. Clive. I promise you, Jill, we will find a way to escape this fate. Find a way to save each other.
I just kissed a girl already, man. What the heck is wrong with you? You literally got her butt naked.
We may one day look upon
Cool.
together.
And I promise you, Clive, that I will be there, no matter what you must become.
I know. I never thought this song could bring me so much joy.
Ew, bro. You're prolonging this. Alright.
What of Barnabas? Do we pursue him?
No.
Yeah.
Our paths were
That's kind of weird. The sound went off.
whether we like it or not.
Yeah, that's what he did. She transferred all her ice powers to him.
There is something we must do first.
Of course. Drake's spine. The last Mother Crystal.
Oh, okay.
The Iron is at the bottom of the sea. Walloon won't dare move on storm without her. But they know we're coming now. We'll need a plan. And a damn good one at that.
I have no idea. Maybe. She should have powers still.
Ash will have to wait.
Mead says Odin split the sea in two. She's always been partial to talk, but there's talk, and then there's talk. I struggle to believe it myself. I see your uncle isn't with him. He stayed with the Enterprise.
To absorb all those powers, yeah.
In need of repair. And my uncle knows a shipwright in Mandalore. We're to join him there when we're ready to sail for Ash. You sure that's wise? Last I heard, place was still overrun with Akashi. Show me a city where that isn't true. Ultimate plague is spreading. We're running out of time, aren't we? We've done our best to shore up the highway. I doubt a few plans will stop what's coming. Still, we'll keep at it. Every little helps, I suppose. Let's hope so.
All right. Yeah.
I should visit Joshua. See if he can tell me what I like.
Okay. Yeah, so it looks like a new chapter thing is opened. So I'm going to get off here and call it a day and call it night. It has been fun. Awesome. Look at that. Okay. I have to do that on my own time. I'm not going to waste time. But you guys can watch the other things. I'm probably going to get these done on a different time. So, yeah, it's been fun. We'll definitely have to do it on maybe tomorrow night. So, but I'll complete these on the off screen time, and I'll just continue the story when when I get a chance. All right, adios, amigos.